prepared before. Got it. So we are into yoga. All the students are those who are taking part are the students of you and some of my students also probably. And as we know very well about Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Mantra, Karma, Kriya, Hatha, Tantra, and Kundalini Yoga, out of which one is Raja Yoga, which we are practicing. What is Raja? Raja is a king, isn't it? He is an enlightened person. So each one of us possesses a Raja within us, which we call it as Purusha. A Purusha is the one which we cannot easily find out. And that is our part wherein we have to find out what the Purusha is all about in us. Considering that we all have one Purusha within ourselves, but to some extent, it is like bowing yourself to the divine power makes one Raja, the king, the one who has understood himself. We always have the tendency to look into others and comment on them, and what is minus in them we speak about, what is plus in them, what is the positivity which they have we never speak about. Because the ego, which really brings, it's a barrier. The ego is the barrier which comes in between the understanding of a person's positivity. So we always think that we are full with knowledge and we are full with, as she was mentioning, of course, I had given her the CV. That doesn't mean to say that I am full with all the knowledge. Every day, it's a learning process only, through which we can find out the Raja, the king within us. To some extent, if we really understand the God, then we can understand what the king is all about. The Purusha is who is the Purusha within us. It's not like singular or plural, or a male or a female. The Raja is a king, of course, but to a lady, it is a queen. Purusha doesn't have that queen or king. Purusha is that essence which we have to find out within us. Because to give an example, if I say that I was about to do this and something has put me a break wherein I could not able to do this work. And who is that? I was about to do something and I held back because there is one person, one Shakti, which has stopped me from doing that action. That is one example wherein you can understand. Sometimes we say that it was there in my mind to say something to this person, not to do this action, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't say that. And what is that Shakti which you are supposed to say, and you have seen the outcome of it, what has happened? And if it is a negative aspect which has happened, you would have felt bad for not telling them not to do it, isn't it? What is that Shakti within us, prompting us to speak or not to speak? The Shakti which we have, we always call about the Shakti is the strength of a person. Of course, that is also one of the Shakti. The divine Shakti which is there within us. If we can understand the divine Shakti, and sometimes we say that we pray with the God to give us something. Of course, we have a list of demands with the God when we go to the temple, and the God will not fulfill everything. If one aspect out of which we know that it is most important that I need to get a job, Rest of the things we forget, and if I get a job, we say that Shakti, Adi Parashakti in Tamil people, you say Adi Parashakti. That Shakti has flowered me everything, isn't it? Likewise, that Shakti, what we can understand with the support of the divine power, is called as the king, Raja. We don't understand the king within us because of our day-to-day life, which is going very fast. And 24 hours goes like 10 hours or 5 hours. It goes very fast. We sleep for about 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 8 hours. That 6 hours also, it's like rolling to one side and to the other, you are up already. You feel that I have slept less. So the days are moving very fast, and the days in which we are coping up with all other activities has put us in a shade wherein we could not understand what is the Raja within us, the Purusha within us. So when this can be reversed, say for example, this hectic schedules or the proper schedule, if we put from morning till night, 10 o'clock is my time wherein I go to bed, 4 o'clock is what I get up in the morning, do yoga, and my work I start doing at 10 o'clock, like that. If we fix up ourselves with a time frame, work as well as the support to others and the rest, there is no tension at all. We are always moving with tensions. We don't know how to manipulate the time 24 hours properly into our system. We are always running after something. Once we do the work, we are into the other one. And sometimes people say that yesterday I slept because I was too tired. It is the tiredness which is to the mind brings the tiredness to the body. So in Raja Yoga, what we look into is the connectivity between mind and the body, which is most important. So the sickness comes to the mind first, because the mind is the one which is working always to do something good or bad. That is why the body is the slave of the mind. The body is a poor chap. Mind is always working. Even some task you have given, the task is finished and it brings something else, something other task to be accomplished to the day. So every now and then when the mind is working tandemly and giving the body to work, the mind cannot go and work, right? It is the body which has to work outside, inside, everywhere. As a parent, as a teacher, so many different activities this one body does in a day. 24 hours it takes rest as when all other people are resting, if at all. Nowadays it is like eating time. 4 people are at home means 4 people different time of eating, 4 people different time of watching some television movies or the serials. 4 people different people have different set of tastes. So 4 people different time they eat, they go to bed differently. So there is no bondage which is creating it between those people, those 4 people inside the house, because nobody is working according to the stipulated time. Someone is a student, someone is working outside, someone is working from online working, like work from home. Most of the people are working from home nowadays has too many different problems related to the mind. When it is related to the mind, the body is the one which cannot handle it properly. The mind leaves everything, the dust which is accumulating, it sends to the body. The system is hampered. when the connectivity between mind and body, if it accepts what the mind sends, it can do one or two work at a time. If the mind simply go on pumping work after work, work after work, work after work to the body is going to get strained, isn't it? So naturally what happens, every possibility of a person being healthy and understanding about the strength or the Shakti which they have, which they can utilize it for the rest of their life, is been forgotten because of this hectic schedule. Nowadays we don't see people, lazy people. Of course, there are so many other people which those very close to us. If you look into the closest people of us, they are not sitting idle. They are working tandemly to grow, to grow, to grow. The body grows, the money grows, but the peace, the 5 letters, P-E-A-C-E, 5 letters again has become into P-I-E-C-E. Peace has broken into pieces. There is no peace for each and everyone who is aspiring to become something very big. We have to understand becoming big is also a tapas, as your teacher is having a wonderful name to her yoga center. Tapas is what a person has to have. We cannot grow, we cannot become Tata, Birla or Ambani within 10 or 15 years. We have to shed too much of our effort into becoming like that. So yoga says, what Raja Yoga says, if you understand the Shakti within you, you can grow to that level. We always feel that if I am rich, I can conquer the world. No. Very recently, if I can give you a simple example of Rakesh Junjunwala. I don't know whether how many of you know about him. He's a trader. He used to trade. He started his trading from 5,000 rupees and became a crorepati to what extent? 45,000 crores. And at the age of 60, he died. What he did not take care of is, what he did not take care of himself is his health. He has acquired a lot of wealth. We will come across to it when we come into Yama, Niyama and Pranayama. But I'm telling you, we all try to grow with wealth. Wealth is something which comes to us with our effort or with our work. And again we aspire for more. The mind becomes kharab. It becomes like insane. There is no end for people aspiring for wealth. They never think about health. See, that is how the mind and the body is being separated. When the mind is being separated from the body, though the entity is there, the bondage of mind and body is always there. When we were very young in the sense, you look at the child, a child of 5 years, 6 years, 10-year-old child will have a superior quality of mind. That doesn't have any ego at all. That doesn't have any enmity in it. It always tries to find the love and affection, and it showers a lot of love and affection. We were also have grown up to that level, from that level itself. We have forgotten how our childhood was all about, rather to say. So when this is the case, all this negativity, all this egoism, we have developed it is like accumulating from the past. Because we cannot immediately become a yogi. Whatever the karma which we have accumulated in the past janma or the past life, it will show up in this life. As we know, it is in Vedas and all. I do not want to fix up so many the phrases and mantras and all. I will go with very plain understanding about Raja Yoga. So the past karma is what we are today here about. I am a yoga teacher by chance, not by choice. See, this is the beauty of life. I just wanted to become a businessman as my brothers, younger and elder brothers are businessmen. I too wanted to make a lot of wealth. That was my ambition also. So there is something which was always in my inside part of my mind. It was telling something you have to become, not a businessman. I was practicing yoga and look, slowly and suddenly, it is not suddenly, over a period of time, the practice, self-practice I became a teacher by chance, not by choice. So becoming a rich by choice, becoming a yoga teacher by choice, making name in one field by choice is not going to happen. Let us understand. This is what the mind and body connectivity has to develop. So when I was doing a lot of money, there was no peace at all. Money we could see, but there is something which was drawing me back is the health. Therein where I could understand some Shakti is just pulling me back. I don't know why. And that day I realized, why shouldn't I start teaching yoga to others? This is the Purusha in each one of you is trying to come out and say that I am there for you. We always feel that somebody is there to take care of me. That is only one, that is the divine power. Not my wife, not my children, not my students, not my any other teachers. It is me and me. The Purusha is within me. You have a different Purusha. If you just can understand what is something is telling me to be something, and that is the day you find the change. Raja Yoga always says, if you can understand what you and your Purusha is all about. You, of course, we always refer to this body. Sudhesh has been referred to this body, but I am not Sudhesh. Sudhesh is referred to his mind. It is an acquired knowledge. It's not the day I born to my mother, I acquired this knowledge. It's over a period of time, the interest which has brought me to this level, wherein I could speak to some people like. If not this, if the king is not awakened within ourselves, we cannot. Even I told you, like Rakesh Junjunwala, what he said in his last days, the happiest days and the baddest days. The happiest memory and the baddest memory is only these two. Happiest memory is that I made 45,000 crores of rupees. I enjoy my life like anything. What is the not the happiness one? The sad moments is that I know that when I die, I'm going to leave all these 45,000 crores of wealth. That is the saddest day. When I die with sadness. See, why should a person, he has not brought, as in Bhagavad Gita, we have understood, we have not brought anything. And whatever the wealth we have acquired is only from this bhumi. And we are going to leave everything to others and we leave this bhumi. That's what is simple Bhagavad Gita, if we can understand. It is not that wealth, it is health which we have to acquire and the knowledge which we have to acquire and share with others. If you can understand the Purusha, what I'm telling you all about, that Purusha is a difficult aspect to understand. When I teach the teachers trainees about Purusha, most of the people, they don't understand what is that Purusha. We do this class many a times because it is a time, only 1 hour time is there and we have the questionnaire. I cannot really make it. If you can understand what I told about the Purusha within us, how it has changed me from aspiring to become a businessman and becoming a yoga teacher. The aspiration was to grow big in money. And that is the choice. But the day when I realized something is pulling me back, not to become a businessman and to become something I never knew, what is that something? And that something is today I can see as a yoga teacher. As I was practicing yoga for myself, and now I can teach hundreds and thousands of people. That is what, if you can understand in Raja Yoga, what is the link between the mind and the body? The bridge is the breath. If you can understand these aspects, then this is what they say can reversed, and the mind becomes master of senses. If you can understand the Purusha very well, the king within you very well, then all the processes get reversed. And now you have understood what a king is all about in you. To attain this level, what is required? Yama, that is why Patanjali has made 8, as he explains about 8 limbs. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Of course, we never discuss too much about Samadhi, even in my class. We have not even reached that level wherein I can say that I am in a Samadhi state. No. Yama, what is Yama? Yama has got 5 principles. Niyama has got 5 principles. Of course, if we have listened to our parents, what they say, and as a parent, when we were telling our children about not to do these certain things, that itself is Yama and Niyama, which we are recalling when we are getting into yogic aspects. What are these 5 aspects in Yama and Niyama? Ahimsa is what the first aspect in Yama. What is Ahimsa? When I ask about Ahimsa, people say not to disturb others, not to pain others. Like, no, yoga says it is not. Before you could understand somebody else, that has happened to you, and you have already felt what that is, whatever it may be. If you say somebody not to touch the iron box after doing the iron, you have already tasted the heat of it. If you say something, you will fall. If you just pedal the cycle going down the hill, you will fall down. Don't pedal the cycle. Just simply say don't pedal the cycle, because someday when we were young, when we were kid, when we are so naughty kids, we have fallen down from the cycle, trying to pedal the cycle down the hill. When we make the children to sit in the giant wheel, we tell them to hold the bar properly, because somewhere during our small age, when nowadays it is not, we cannot see the children, the street people coming with the small giant wheel. It's a small giant wheel. You can reach out like this, but the children are, it's very height for them. Sometime we might have fallen down from the giant wheel, the small giant wheel also. These are the experiences which we tell others, right? Our children, others. So this is the experience which always brings us to say something to this is an experience which you are sharing with the people. So ahimsa, already we have understood what himsa is all about to myself. And I tell not to do it to others. I tell myself, no, this is going to hurt them. I'm not going to do it. So ahimsa is first which we have to understand. Thinking wrong and thinking again and again about something has happened which is good or bad, whatever it may be. Dreaming of, these are all ahimsa. Ahimsa is to the mind. If ahimsa is happening to our mind, means it is definitely going to show up himsa in the body. That is ahimsa tattva. Satya, and we know what is satya, truthfulness. When we are very young, we have lied many a times. Now we know, okay, no. How much pain it gives, how much stress it gives us to defend that lie. That is again in the second aspect in Yama. We cannot really, you look, sometimes if we have if we can go back and think about why my father was shouting at me when I was doing something wrong, means how much stress it was there in my mind, because we cannot fight with our parent. Even they used to hit us. Nowadays we cannot hit the children, but they used to hit us. So just to escape from the hit, from getting beaten, we have told many lies with our parents, school, everywhere we have lied. And if you can recall those days, it was stressful days for us. It was not so happy at all. That is what, when you can be very open with whatever has happened, it has happened. We have to accept. This acceptance is not there with us. The ego comes in between us. So this Satya is the second aspect in Yama. The third and fourth, Aparigriha, and acquiring too much of wealth. Asteya. Somebody's property is my property, I fight in the court of law. I know that it is not my property. We fight. Or non-stealing, we should not put our hand to somebody else's things, isn't it? So non-stealing it is, and asteya, aparigraha, acquiring too much of wealth. Acquiring too much of wealth is a stressful job. You have to avoid the income tax people. You have to avoid people from robbing your house. And people, you have to maintain that level. We have seen rags, riches coming rags during those 2 years of COVID. It is going to bring us a lot of stress in our life. So acquiring too much of wealth is also not good for the mind, which will show up in the body again. And Brahmacharya is the fifth aspect, celibacy. And of course, we know, every one of us know about Brahmacharya. Brahmachari, we call it as Brahmachari. It's not Yogi Adityanath like Brahmachari, because B.K. Sanger very clearly mentioned about it in his book. Brahmacharya is wherein you can marry, have children, and think about spending more life to giving what you have, the extra, whether it is knowledge or the money. If your body is very sturdy and healthy, you can serve the society. So instead of looking at others, it is always better to look into your own family and give your strength, your wealth, your whatever you want to give back to the society. You can give it only if your body is healthy. If the body is healthy, it shows up that the mind is healthy. The mind is unhealthy and the body is unhealthy. This is what the link between mind and body is all about. If the mind is happy, the body is happy. If the mind is unhappy, the body shows up immediately. First thing appears in the face. We can make out whether the person is happy or not. And when we move to the second aspect, niyamas, Socha, Santosha, Tapas, Ishvara Pranidhana. See, Swadhyay, these are the 5 aspects comes in Niyama. What is Socha? Socha, we always know. The literal meaning of Socha, Satya, is not what yoga describes as. Socha is internal cleansing. Of course, in Chennai, or wherever you go, the hottest places in India also, we see people not less than 2 times they take shower. Shaucha from outside means no. Shaucha has to happen from inside, and then the person can clean up himself outside also. Cleansing the negative current which is flowing inside us is what most important in us. We never think about that I have too much of negativity. only the other person can make out this person is having too much of negativity, for which they try to advise them to be more positive. We do not accept because we have this ego coming in between us. Socha, cleanse yourself from inside, and naturally you will take care of the outer body also. Santosha, how many of us are happy? We are not so happy. Due to some reason or the other, when we are happy, the mind brings unhappiness to us because, look, you don't have this. That is why you are happy because you had this, but you still have the list of wants. So every time when you fulfill one wish or the other, there is another wish coming right behind the one wish which is accomplished. So we are not at all happy, and you can just make a list how many people are happy and why they are happy also. Nobody is happy. Look at all the people at your home. Nobody is happy because everybody has got their own wish which has to be accomplished, one after the other one. It comes as we age. It is coming as we age, One you accomplish, one you have finished, and there is another one which is coming behind. So we are not at all happy. Shaucha, santosha has to be happen. Self-contentment is not there at all. Contentment is not at all there because we are always aspiring for something bigger than the big, which we have already accomplished. Swadhyay, tapas, these are the two important aspects which we have to look into and which we have to understand. Tapas is like you have to be on a mission. Like if you are into yoga, you have to read, buy books, read about it and understand the root of yoga. When we understand yoga, it is only through practicing asana, pranayama and meditation. It is not so easy. It's a process. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. It's a process. Like it's immediately we cannot dream of chapati coming to us. It's a process again. You need to have the flour, then you have to make a dough, then you have to cook accordingly. Like the stove is required and the fire is required. Everything, it's a process to get a chapati to be prepared. Likewise, getting this peace and understanding this king also, the Purusha also, is a process. Immediately you cannot join a yoga class without any kind of understanding about it. Prior to the asana practice, you need to understand all these aspects. Then we will have a small interest growing in us to become more and more in us. So tapas has to be happening. You have to read some books about yoga. Whenever there is a program coming on yoga, you have to watch it so that your change in the house can change few more people inside. Those are just watching you spreading a mat in the morning and closing your eyes and sitting and doing some dhyana or some pranayama, asanas. They will also think about some. See, there is every time we see some person or the other at home, in our own house, we can see somebody is getting ill or not recovering so fast as we recover. The time taken for others to recover sometimes may take longer. Then that person may decide, look, or they may think, they may bring into their mind, yes, look at that person who is recovering so fast, means there is something in this art of yoga. So tapas is most important. Swadhyay. We never look into ourselves. Swadhyay is self-introspection. We never introspect ourselves. Why I'm not happy? Why I'm happy? Only one time we will understand why I'm happy. But there are many times when we know that I'm not happy. So this is where we work. A lot of our time we spend on us, because I always feel that I'm unhappy. Swadhyay, self-introspection, whether I have attained some level of understanding of yoga or whichever art you are in with. See, some of the yoga seekers are not only coming as professionals or workers in any institutions or teachers or any other jobs. They are also having some of them are also some artists. Yoga is also an art. Some drawing teachers, some artists, those who draw beautiful paintings and all, they're all artists, Even in yoga also, those who practice, they are called as yoga artists. Because the type in which you move the body, only an artist can move the body to such extent wherein you can go to Kurmasana, wherein you can go to so many different poses like the Matsyasana, Salamba Sarvangasana, Shirsasana. There are so many, 84,000 or 84 lakhs, they say, asanas. In one life, we cannot achieve all those asanas, but we can do at least hundreds of asanas. It is an art of understanding the spine and the movement of the body. How to remain in the pose is also an art, isn't it? Balancing a pose in the handstands or shoulder stands, headstand, and also it is balancing. The mind has to cooperate with the body. If the mind is clear, you can attain this pose. So, those who practice yoga also, they are all called as yoga artists. It is an art which you are performing. So Swadhyaya is important. Why I couldn't reach this pose yesterday and how I could reach this pose today. So that is how we have to go back and understand ourselves, how to behave. So this is what? Self behavior and to the outside world behavior. This is what. And the fifth aspect in Niyama is Ishvara Pranidhana. Understanding the God. We need not have to discuss too much about it because every one of us have got the faith in different gods. So, believing in that superpower is also important aspect in our life, because we have seen people after the 60s, 70s, they always believe in God. Until 60, they are working, they don't even, some of them don't even think about it, don't do puja. Now, after 60, when they get retired, they start doing some chantings, they go to temples, they start doing pujas at home. No, yoga says the day you started yoga, start believing in that superpower. It is not that after 60, when you don't have any time, think about doing some meditation and all. No, you have to start in the beginning itself. See, meditation is also such, wherein it is not so easy to practice. So, believing in God, whoever it may be, whatever it may be, even the rain, that water is also, you can think, you can pray as a God only. The fire, as you know, these Panchabhutas, all these Panchabhutas are gods only. If I say that Ganapati is my God and you have to be worshipping him, it's not possible. You have a different mind. You have a different God as in your life. So, God is always, whatever you think as God, one among these 5 Panchabhutas is also God itself. So these 2 aspects are most important before embarking to the asana practice. Why we need to do asanas? See, most of the people, when we look into the difficult poses, people say that I can't do this pose. Hence, there are always 3 different levels. The starting itself is very minimum. You can do few Surya Namaskars, you can do few standing poses, intermediate courses, and the advanced courses. You need not have to join the advanced course immediately. The preliminary, whatever the teacher teaches us, should be very simple. And even in the group classes also, those who cannot perform some preliminary, in the preliminary courses also, people cannot do some asanas like Padmasana and Bhujangasana and all. So you need not have to worry about the asanas which you are not performing. You can always have Vrikshasana like that, you can join the asana. Why? Asanas is important. Why asana practice is so important? It is to see that the body is going to be healthy from so many. See, we just don't know. At the age of 60, 61, if I can say, if I can refer myself as many of my friends, I'm 61 now by this December. I'm not hypertensive, I'm not diabetic. Though I have faced difficult times in my life, I was even thinking about getting high blood pressure also, but it did not happen because you understand yourself within. You awaken that Purusha within yourself, why you're living on this earth and what is your work on this, in this body to be given back to the society. Then you will not become sick. But still, it is not that at the age of 61, I'm not diabetic, I'm not hypertensive, I can just leave practicing asana. Means definitely there is something which is always knocking my door. I'm opening that problem to myself. So I have to keep myself fit in order to give the classes. I have to keep myself healthy. So asanas, one way it is to keep your health going on like that, healthy or unhealthy body can also be taken care of being healthy by doing the asana practice. For example, many different ailments people are undergoing nowadays, like ailments like these are all very common nowadays: cervical spondylosis, lumbar spondylosis, diabetes, hypertensive, obesity, and knee issues, PCOS for the girls. See, this approach, when people are sick, coming to the yoga center means they have to seek a therapeutic approach. They have to seek the therapeutic remedy for their sickness. The regular kind of thing, what we call a regular yoga, may not help them in the initial part of their practice. So these are the kind which they have to keep in mind and practice asanas. And there are, even at the age of 80, 90, I have taught asanas according to their requirement. Even in the Heart of Yoga, T. K.V. Deshikachar writes about the asanas. Asanas is again one-to-one, one-on-one basis only, because the requirement to one person is different from the other person. Hence, the practice of asanas should be known to yourself. You have to explain it to your teacher, which kind of, whether it is preliminary, intermediate, or the advanced course you need. That is how you have to design yourself. The teacher will design for you. So when we come across the asanas, asanas are not so difficult. Now it is so easy to be performed. It is the mind. If you make up your mind to practice asanas, then only you will be able to bring the mat into the yoga session. If not, if the mind is lazy and the mind says no, the body will not come. So according to your requirement, the asana practice has to be practiced. Next, coming on to the pranayama aspect. Prana plus ayama, the extension of your life, or to say that we always refer prana as the breath, the length of breath. But actually, one of my good teacher has given a wonderful example for prana, how the prana is there in the body. When we are inside our mother's womb, means then itself the prana has started. That means this is always the fetus is growing, isn't it? Without prana, that fetus cannot grow. So the prana gets activated only when the body comes out, the child comes out of the womb of the mother. Now the child breathes in. That is the extension of the prana throughout the body. There are only two aspects in our life. One is inhalation, bringing the extension of prana, breathing out at the end of our life. That is complete. Prana is out of the body. The rest of the organs are there, but The body is not active because the prana has left, because there is no breathing in the body. That is the difference between us and the dead body. That is why we perform Shavasana. It is performing Shavasana, not going as dead. Mimicking as a dead body, no movement, even the breath should not be felt for us. And that is how Shavasana has to be performed. So, asana and pranayama has got close link, bringing the mind into a beautiful state. Many pranayamas are there. Say, for example, Kapalabhati. We practice Kapalabhati to get rid of thyroid, to get rid of asthma, to get rid of obesity, to get rid of nasal allergy. See, the body requires Kapalabhati also. The body needs Shitali also. During the course of this Kapalabhati practice, the body gets heated up. Heat is generated in the body. So in order to suppress or to bring the body into the normal state, we practice Shitali or Shitkari, Sadanta. See, the body gets heated up and it gets cooled down also. We have to see that Ha and Ta, the hot and cold, is equal in the system. Likewise, there are so many other pranayamas. Murcha pranayama, for example, if you practice, it is for the mind. Those are having negative current too much in them. Those are depressed. Those are stressed too much. We ask them to do Murcha pranayama. Likewise, there are so many different pranayamas, but it is not only to see that the body is getting out of the impurities, but the mind is also going to be released from the stress and depression. Hence, we are supposed to practice pranayama also. Pratyahara, as we all know very well, Pratyahara is nothing but Prati Ahar. If you look into the Ahara part is food. When we have some ailment, say for example, calcium deficiency, the doctor advises us some medicine, say for example, all-cal or shell-cal, like that. This is an oral food which we are getting. That oral food, that calcium is not secreting in the body, means we are taking the medicines. That is Prati Ahara, Pratyahara. And the mind, which is grasping so many things, looking at so many places and so many people and aspiring to become something else, is also Prati Ahara, because we cannot react if there is no Ahara to the mind, food to the mind. So that is called as Pratyahara. Pratyahara, you have to see that you have to stop that food which is coming to the mind and the outer oral food which we are consuming. Because the secretion, if the body is healthy, the normal secretions, whatever has to happen inside the body, will be very normal. And the deficiencies we have to take from outside, whether it is iron, calcium, or whatever it may be, the doctor says, this is deficiency in this person. Thyroid deficiency. People have many thyroid issues nowadays. The doctor advised them thyroxine, because the thyroid is not secreting in them, or there is too much of thyroxine secretion in the system. So likewise, if the system is imbalanced inside, then ahara from outside. Even watching television also ahara to the mind. Some serials are good, some films are good, which refreshes our mind. But some movies and serials brings more trouble to our mind, because our mind start thinking about working for that problem, which we can see only in the next episode. So this is what the more negative current means, the more problems to the body itself. pratyahara has to happen. That means the secretions has to happen. Whatever the secretions are there happening inside the body, that has to happen. Whatever the medicines, as the oral medicines we were taking, that has to stop. Only if that will stop only if we are healthy, when we become healthy. Or else if you are healthy means there is no lack of any secretions in the system, and even the mind and body are connected very well. Hence the body is healthy. Pratyahara dharana. When we have attained this level of pratyahara, nothing is coming to the mind and we are not reacting to any of the aspects which is coming into the mind, means we are not reacting to it at all. So when we are not reacting to it means our mind is at one stage wherein it is in a state of equilibrium. We have to attain that level. When we have attained that level means the mind moves in one direction. You have directed the mind to go in one direction, which is called as dharana. Now, whatever the mind is receiving some negative current, it is not responding to it. It is not reacting to it. So the mind is channelized into one aspect to become what you have, that the ultimate goal what you have kept. Your mind is moving in that direction, which is called as dharana. This is a process. Yama, following yama, niyama, practicing asana, practicing pranayama, observing the pratyahara, moving the mind into one direction, dharana, then you are into the state of dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. Nowadays, even the doctors are recommending their patients to get into the practice of pranayama and dhyana. They never talk about all these processes. Go to any yoga institute and join the pranayama and meditation courses. No, you have to follow all these. Only with this, the body and mind will get good connectivity, and the mind falls into the dhyana. Dhyana means meditation. In the beginning stages, our teachers, your teachers, will definitely tell you to focus on the breath. We will definitely tell you to close your eyes and focus on a rose or whichever the object you like. So that is called as doing meditation. Doing meditation, again, we sit for 15 minutes, means we open our eyes and look into the clock after 12 minutes or 10 minutes. Once the 15 minutes are over, we just finish our meditation. So this is called as doing meditation, which is in the initial part is good. And more if you do the doing meditation itself, it will lead us to some stress, because we cannot achieve what we were aspiring for. The dhyana means non-doing meditation. A person has to enter to that level wherein they are neither focusing on one object or focusing on the breath. They're simply falling into that tray. Simply closing their eyes means they will just fall into the arms of the God. If at all you think about God is there and you have to serve the God, means you are just falling into his feet. That is dhyana. Non-doing meditation is most important rather than thinking about doing meditation. Doing meditation is something in the initial part, it is all good, but when we are not improving, we can just say that from 20 minutes, I'm doing 30 minutes of meditation, 30 minutes to 40 minutes. See, you simply go on extending the time, that's all. Your stress is improving there. Your stress is building up. Oh, from next time onwards, I have to sit for one hour. And when we have enough time, we feel that we can sit for meditation for 2 hours, 3 hours, like. But the number of times when the mind is bothered by means of the mind which is bringing negative aspects or some aspects which is bringing, and we are getting connected to it. Again, we try to detach from it, and again, we try to do the meditation. So this is going to bring us a lot of stress also. So we have to undergo all these processes, and when we are understanding about the aspect of meditation, we have to come out from doing meditation to the non-doing meditation. It is the duty of the teacher to see that their pupil are entering into that level. Only the teacher can understand. Or I told you in the beginning itself, Swadhyay is most important for us to understand this non-doing meditation level. So once we are in this state, now we are self-contented. Samadhi. We never discuss about samadhi to that extent because, nobody is preparing themselves to enter into that samadhi, wherein we are self-contented. Whatever we have, we feel it's the duty of the yogi to share it with the society or their own people, and not expecting anything from anybody else. Whatever he or she has, they start giving to others, and they are left with nothing but happiness within themselves. That is, I can just brief it like that, because samadhi has got too many difficulties to attain that level. If we can just understand until the seventh petal, that is meditation, wherein we are into that non-doing part of meditation, then we can understand the samadhi level also. So by practicing all these aspects, a person can understand his or her Raja or the king within themselves, and they can have a beautiful and wonderful life. That is why in Yoga Sutra 1.51, it says that when there is no more restlessness in the mind, Purusha will unfold and see. This is what Raja Yoga is all about. Tasyapi nirodhe sarva nirodhani dhan nirbhijam samadhi. Tasyapi nirodhe sarva nirodhan nirbhijaha samadhi. That I can just read it to you. It's page 151. If you have not understood any part of this, you can just tell me. Here all the students are Tasyapi nirodhe sarva nirodhan nirbhijaha samadhi. The mind reaches a state when it has no impressions of any sort. It is open, clear, simply transparent. Such comprehension is not sought. It comes inevitably and nothing can stop it. This is the highest state of yoga, but it cannot be described in words. Only those who have reached this state can comprehend its nature. That is what the Raja Yoga is all about. I have just made it a small introduction to yoga, Raja Yoga. And if you have any questions or the part which you have not understood properly, I can explain it to you. It is now to you. Over to you now. Yes.
Yes. Just writing, is anyone open for questions?
Yes. Because you have given me 1 hour time to speak,
Yes, G. Yes.
Condensed
Definitely, people have some doubts. We have our students over here with YAC and the past YAC students also here.
Okay. If they have any questions,
Yes.
I can. Because you have given me, you still have 50 minutes.
Okay, Jim. Does anyone have any questions regarding anything?
Yes, yes, Madam Tukkar.
Yes,
Can I
please.
speak?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please.
Please, sir. Go ahead.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, sir.
Professor. I'm Dr. Srinivasan,
Okay.
and the organizer of this Tapas Yogashala knows me very well. And
Fine.
in this connection, I'd like to tell you that I have done an extensive research on social harmony through Patanjali Yoga.
Pardon?
Social harmony through Patanjali Yoga.
Patanjali Yoga, yes.
Yes. And you have given an excellent presentation today. And I'm really grateful and thankful to you, sir.
Mm.
I have some clarifications or doubts, which I
Yes.
hope I will be able to get it clarified.
Yes, please.
And speaking about the Ashtanga Yoga,
Ah,
you have skipped about the Samadhi and the Asanas. Okay. As far as Samadhi is concerned, we have Sarvichara, Vichara, and then Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, Sabija, Nirbija, Ananda, Asmita, Dharma Mega, and Kaivalya Samadhi. Okay.
yes.
But unfortunately, in the present days, because of our, as you rightly said, the personal aspiration to extend our life by doing yogasanas and try to get fit in continuing this, life without any problems.
Yes.
And that is what the commercialized yoga is going on about now. Unfortunately, the Samadhi which has been explained by Patanjali Maharshi, I fail to understand that it has not been properly taught or it has not been highlighted to all the people. Is one reason.
Yes, yes.
Secondly, there are who can attain Samadhi is very difficult, as you rightly said. Because I read in one book the 12 into 12 into 12 into 12 formula. That is 12 seconds of contemplation and 12 seconds into multiply, you get 144 seconds. And if you multiply the 12, you get about 144 seconds is around 2.5 minutes. And then again multiply 12 is 30 minutes. And if you multiply by 30 minutes into 12 again, 360 minutes, which is 6 hours.
Yes.
If one performs 6 hours of meditation continuously, then he says the book has revealed that one can attain Samadhi. That is freedom, moksha, Kaivalya path or something like that.
Yes.
But nobody is doing that. It's commercialized yoga nowadays, making for, I am sorry to say that Ashtanga yoga has been misinterpreted and making for pecuniary benefits. I would say, I wouldn't say cash, pecuniary benefits. Okay,
Yes, yes,
this is one point. The
Mm.
second point is, I also fail to understand you are talking about the asanas.
Yes.
I don't think that Patanjali Maharshi has anywhere described about the asanas. He has not minced with any words. He said purely Stiram Sukham Asanam.
Sukham Stiram Asanam.
Stiram Sukham Asanam. Okay.
Sukham
If that is,
Stiram Asanam. Yes.
If that is so, then why the Hatha Yoga is making an intrusion into this Patanjali Yoga, thereby the people are attracted more towards Hatha Yoga than Patanjali Yoga, because now it is very difficult to understand, to practice Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, and Dharana, Dhyana, Samapatti, and all these things. So this is one of my second questions.
Okay.
The third question is, when
Can
the
I answer you 2 questions, sir? I'll give it time. I have time.
Okay, sir. Please, not my question, my doubt, please.
Yes, yes. First thing about the Samadhi level, wherein I told you it's very difficult, and even why people are not explaining it and why people are not aware of this Samadhi level. Isn't it? That is the first question. Yes.
Yes.
See, in this world, I told you in the early part of my lecture itself, people are just running after something else. worldly benefits, right?
Materialistic world.
Yeah, they are all materialistic. They are just going after that. They need to have all the benefits, and they do not want to. I told like nobody is ever bothered about their health.
Exactly.
Health is compromised, and their wealth and all other benefits, what they were aspiring for, they are getting it, right? See, the teachers like us in my yoga center, I never send them for any kind of competitions. As you said, it's for cash and all. That's the reason why people are running after this competition after competition. And there, I told in the middle itself, I told you when it came down to the asana practice,
Yes.
we have to think about what we require. It is only the teacher. When our requirement is there. If I go to a jewelry shop, I have 5,000 rupees in my pocket, and I can just think about, I have 5,000 rupees, get me a piece of gold to me. And the person will not show you 50,000 or 5 lakhs rupees worth gold, right? Likewise, we have to tell what is our requirement. So, see, nowadays, why people are joining yoga, it is not to maintain their health. When the health is gone, people are, when they are having lumbar spondylosis, when they are having health issues.
As you rightly said about Rakesh Jhunjhunwala.
Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, he has compromised his health. But he has acquired a lot of wealth. But he left at the age of 60 because his wealth is now, as in Bhagavad Gita says, he has acquired here, he is leaving it to others, and that money also goes to somebody else. So, if my requirement is for my lumbar spondylosis, we have to tell the teacher. We see, look, this asanas and hatha yoga asanas is such wherein I told like in the beginning itself, we cannot attain all the 85 lakhs of asanas in one life. So whatever the asanas I can perform, I'm still practicing, and that is how, see, the asanas are more required because suddenly when you bend forward at the age of 61, if I can bend forward and pick something else immediately, that sudden reaction may hamper the person who is having stiff body at the age of 60, right? So we need to keep the body supple. We need not have to have, we do not want to have any trouble in the body, Hence, the asanas are required. Okay. This samadhi level, why people are not, we are also not teaching means, the samadhi, nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to go to that level wherein now I have everything and I'm going to give all these acquired wealth to each and everyone, those who are poor. We are not ready to give. Not even a single person is ready to understand samadhi because they do not. If I say that I'm into the samadhi level, I wouldn't have been sitting like this, wearing a t-shirt and all other things what I'm wearing, Samadhi level, yes, Patanjali said, nobody is following it. At least teachers like us, we are trying to go into that level wherein we are not sending our students for any competitions, so that the mind is beautified. Mind is not robbed of with the happiness. First, if we can see that people are coming to our yoga shala with only the aspiration having to be healthy with their mind and body, then over a period of time, I think at least a few yoga centers like ours and tapas can just work for the samadhi level also, sir. And the third question you had, if you are satisfied with my answers, you can go ahead.
I got my clarification.
Okay.
My third question is not very much important because you spoke about the pratyahara. Pratyahara, is it physical pratyahara or mental pratyahara? Because in physical pratyahara, you have to control your tongue, which is most important. Unfortunately, we are diverted, attracted by the KFC and other Ajinomoto and other things.
Yes.
Okay. So we are not able to, follow the enshrined principles of great Maharishis.
Yeah.
In the case of mental pratyahara, if one practices, I think we can ultimately reduce our the agami karma and prarabdha karma, the sanchita karma. That's all,
Mm.
isn't it?
Yes,
So these are
exactly.
not being explained to the people. That is my innate desire that if we can kindly, explain to the people, sir, I will be thankful to you, sir. These are
Okay.
the
Okay. The mental aspect, as you mentioned about, I have already told about looking at the movies and serials, and in the beginning itself, when it is when it does come in so adhyay, we have to understand how we have to behave. And Socha itself, in the Niyama itself, the second aspect of Ashtanga Yoga Niyama, there itself I talked about the Shaucha. Cleansing of mind is most important. If the cleansing of mind is not taken care of, in whatever it may be, aspiring for wealth, aspiring for some beauties, aspiring for some more wealth, and aspiring for somebody is having a BMW car, means I need to have a BMW car, and jealous. All these aspects, if it can be taken care of, in the second aspect of yoga, niyama, shaucha, cleansing of mind is important in order to move ahead in this Ashtanga yoga practice. So, and even I tell people not to watch the television serials, because that is bringing us a lot of impurities into the mind. It unnecessarily it bothers us. Instead, they can read some good humorous books, good books which can bring some good things to the mind. These are the things which are important. In the niyama itself, they have to follow. Shaucha. It is not, I told like in Chennai, the hot places in India, people take two times of bath, not less than 2 times of shower they take. But I told you in the beginning itself that you have to purify the mind first. If they can purify the mind, then this attaining samadhi level is not going to be a difficult aspect. But this is most important. Yes, to understand the shaucha in the beginning itself. That is why those two yama and niyama practice is most important before embarking into the physical aspect of practicing asanas, then the later stages until samadhi level, sir.
Okay, sir. Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Srinivasanji. Any other questions? Any other students? Anything regarding yoga? You can put in the chat box. I can ask to Sudhesh ji also. You can type your question in the chat box. I can ask on behalf of you. Sudhesh ji, can I have one question on my side?
Yes, please.
Yes. So people, as you said, this niyama, when you listen to parents and when you listen to the teacher, automatically the niyama comes into your part of this Ashtanga yoga. And when these 10, this Ashtanga, the yama niyama, this eightfold path, I think it has to be revived more to this generation right now. Because people are more visually attracted than to the other senses comparably. So the other senses are more powerful than the visual. So
in what way you are talking about? Can you just explain to me? Is it looking at the very difficult asanas which people practice, or the world which is moving like that?
Not only the world, it is not because that world are moving, then people are moving. It may be vice versa. People are moving, then the world is moving. So my question is, people always look into the difficult asanas and, doing that and taking a picture and posting that is always there in the mind when they come to a session or any class. So how does this revolution should happen? Like it should start from the teachers, or it should start from the perspective of the students? It should start from the teacher itself. If you can just you come down to my yoga center and stay here for you can come and stay in my house also. Just come 1 week and stay in my house. You will see
I see at least once in a week, people, they are happy being in my class at least on Friday. If they miss out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every Friday, there is one aspect which I speak about. So today you have given me 1 hour of time. I could manage myself giving here and there. I have to condense myself the amount of knowledge which I could have shared. See, every Friday I have been discussing with them and at least enhancing the knowledge of why you are here. It has to come from our end itself initially. Because in my yoga center, whatever the difficult poses, those who can perform, I appreciate them. And to others, I tell them, look, your body has got some limitations. You have to understand and praise them and support them to do some more good asanas. That is how in our yoga center, we have around constantly, we have around 100 to 120 people regularly, whether 2 people they leave and 4 people are joined to the yoga classes. And everyone knows that Sudhesh is not promoting competitions. Out of 100 yoga institutes in Mysore, you can see 95 yoga institutes are into competitions. And they know only one aspect, that is preparing their students to the competitions. And in the rest of the 5 institutes, take out in about 100, you can see 1 out of 5 is our yoga institute, wherein people, they know very well, and I have no advertisements, and it is only through the word of mouth people come and join. I ask them, from where did you get the number? They say, somebody gave me the number and they want to first meet your Sudhesh sir and join the class. So that is, it is the duty of the teacher to see that we are not doing the yoga for the sake of attaining some difficult poses and getting injured later on. From the regular practice to the therapeutic aspect, we have to join. This is what I tell. And if somebody is not properly following my instructions, means I stop the class there itself and tell them, you want to do like this, this is not the class, you can go home. And you can, there are so many other teachers whom you can just think about your teacher. It is not my class. See, sometimes we have to be very serious also when we express our feelings also. It is for the benefit of the student we are giving the class. Somehow I told that I have become a yoga teacher by chance. Now this chance has to be utilized for some good purpose only. If you have a purpose, you need not have to see. Sometimes, because they may feel rude, I tell them, stop here. I'm not going to teach you if you do like this. Because I've been watching you for the past 1 week or 10 days, you have been doing it. This is not for you. When you have knee pain, you're not supposed to do this. No, sir, I can do this. I will try. I say no. You will end up coming to my therapy classes. And I'm going to charge you 1,000 rupees per session. 1 hour I charge 1,000 rupees. The whole month I'm going to charge 1,000 rupees. Which one you want, you decide. If they leave, there are 2 more people coming to the center. I tell them, if you go, I don't mind, because 2 people are coming to this place. I may have to accommodate only 1 person, the one who comes first. I don't have that. See, there are some yoga teachers who think that revenue is lost. If you think it is for the revenue I'm giving the classes, then you have to think about how to tackle these kind of issues. If you think that it is a service which I am giving, and it is the people who are feeding me, whatever they feed, I will eat. To what amount, to what extent I can get the money is my money. So I'm not bothered. And if telling by this, if 1 person leaves, means I'm not bothered. I never think that I lost 1,000 rupees per month. No, there are 2 more people joining my class. Somebody is there, always waiting to enter into the class. So it is on the first part, is on the teacher itself to understand why I have become a teacher. Because those students who join my classes, I tell them, first class will be like this. what are all the aspects involved in this course, and why you are becoming a yoga teacher. That is more. If somebody says, I want to make a lot of money, means you are not my student. I'm not going to teach them at all. So it is, see, it is not that out of doing so many work, so many different areas in which I started earning means I stopped it. Everything is stopped except doing yoga. I thought to myself, it is the service which I can give to the people when I have recovered from my hyperacidity, nasal allergy, lumbar spondylosis. And not lumbar spondylosis, it is a sciatic nerve. So if I can get rid of my problem and I'm healthy, I just wanted to, that is what I told you, the Raja within you, if it is been awakened, if you can understand what your Raja is all about, the superpower which you have inside has started speaking to you. And if I have understood that person or the Shakti which is speaking to me, something I have to become means you can become. That is how it is by choice. If you become, there is some choices even in the future also. If I have become by chance, you are never going to lose this chance at all, because this chance is for the society. If you just leave it to the society, the money comes, the people come, the name comes, the fame comes, everything comes, but you will remain the same.
Wonderfully said, Sudhesh.
Yes.
Wonderfully said. So please, and that 95 other 5 who the centers, what you said, Tapat is also one of that. Never encourages anything for revenue. As you said, I believe in the karma, and that is the good karma. We have been here in this life, that we have got some opportunity of teaching yoga or learning yoga or spreading yoga. It can be in any
acquiring any knowledge is through the mind itself, right? It is not the body acquires the knowledge. It is the mind. If you have a beautiful mind which can receive some good things, and now the mind uses this body to give it back.
Of course.
That is what tapas is also doing. I appreciate you also for this aspect. And it is on the part of the teachers to give classes at least once in a week. See, bringing people to explain about Raja Yoga or explain about something else is your heart. Okay. What the teacher requires, what the teacher has knows is what you have to tell in your class to your students. Then these are all additional faculties which will come to you.
Every Friday we have a speaker, and the Saturday is the meditation part. So last week we had about our Jnana Yoga speaker, and we had Jnana Yoga meditation. The points highlighted in the Jnana Yoga style. And today we have Raja Yoga, and tomorrow morning we have a meditation session and the path of Raja Yoga. So every week we have some speaker, and we have a lot of students here who have finished their yoga instructor course and right now doing few yoga instructor course also. So they are becoming the big teachers, and they are moving all over the world, taking classes, their private classes, the group classes. So you have to keep that in the mind. So all whatever points you have said, the revenue is the byproduct. The karma, which is decided by the chance, you have to do it in 100%.
See, this is one body and one mind wherein you are here with. You understand this body very well.
Yes, Ji. We have one more question from Meghala.
Yeah.
Shall I ask Ji? She has written in the chat box. Meditation as we know it. Proof or professor? What is that, Meghala?
Professor.
Okay. Professor is saying not to do it. No, he didn't say we have not to do it. It is just to happen. Meditation should happen. We can teach you techniques. See, even tomorrow or last week meditation class, I didn't teach meditation. I was teaching the technique. It can be done. It should happen to you. We can only say how to focus, but deep focusing should happen from you. So
yes,
that is why
I told this. Initially, it is doing meditation. It is the guidance of the teacher which makes you or practice. You can practice on with. We have to move into that level of meditation wherein we are supposed to do the meditation by not doing anything else. See, doing meditation is focus. You see, the teacher may say, focus on a thumb, focus on a red rose. See, if you are focusing on a red rose, closing your eyes, suddenly there is yellow rose coming into you. There is a white rose coming, because we have seen a lot of colors in rose, right? So this doing meditation, what I was supposed to tell you is, this doing meditation is going to stress us a lot. Because suddenly there is something the teacher says. If the teacher is not right in front of you, how can you meditate on your own? If there is somebody who is giving the instructions to you, then you're doing meditation, means it is called as doing meditation. Doing meditation with the instructions of a teacher, or following the instructions of a teacher to do the meditation. That is called as doing meditation.
Guided meditation. You can say guided meditation.
Guided meditation. Now, a person, when they understand how to go into how to rise in the meditation level, the person need not have to have a teacher to guide for the meditation. The person need not require any object to be a part of their meditation. There is nothing else. Like rose is also not good to come when I die, isn't it? So nothing is there. We can easily say that this life is zero. We have come with zero, and we are going with zero itself. Look at, I have given you an example of Junjunwala. He came with zero. He went with zero. He left all the 45,000 crores to his family. He came, we are all big zeros, but out of which, what we can do, we understand a lot of things. We need not have to be guided by others to, do you require somebody to prepare food in your house? No, it has already become a practice. Even doing, preparing food is also meditation. If your mind is there, 100% of mind is there, your food tastes very good. If the mind is 10% less of its health, then the food is only 90% best. It is not 100% best. So even without being guided by anybody else, or without being looking into some television, you can prepare wonderful bath, wonderful dosa, wonderful idlis. How can you do it? It is the meditation. You have meditated very well. You have understood what are the ingredients required to prepare dosa, idli, whatever, bath and all. Likewise, it is in the initial part, you will understand how to silence yourself, how to see that the mind is not fluctuating. The mind is going in one direction, for which we require a teacher. When we have understood and practiced to move in that direction, even the sound of the teacher will not be heard. Now you are in the state of non-doing meditation. Doing meditation and non-doing, we have to get into that non-doing meditation level I told you. That is why it is very difficult for us to follow this, enter into the samadhi level. Always there is somebody who is guiding us for everything. Somebody says, go to meditation center. You are cranky at home. Go to pranayama. Even to go to the yoga center also, somebody has pushed us to the yoga center. By our own will, we have not entered into a yoga center, tapping their door and asking for an admission to the yoga class. That is my point.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very, very clear now. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Anand, you can ask the question.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, my question is, if we want our children to get into this yoga and meditation, so they are not interested generally, and they don't follow our instructions. So how we can slowly get them into yoga and these stuff?
See, in whatever ways and means they are moving with, it is all the facilities which we have given to them is bothering us also, right? We are, see, I'm not telling you, we are collectively, I'm telling you, we are giving all the facilities to our children. And, you have to show them that every day when I practice yoga, I'm like this. I'm healthy. I'm always active. People, the children, definitely the younger generation, this particular generation, they have something like all English music they listen, not the classical songs and all. Let them listen. Let them do whatever. Let them go to gym and all. But your practice at home should be only yoga. You put some mantras in the radio or your what we can not even mobile. The systems, there are so many systems,
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth or whatever it may be. You have many systems nowadays coming in. So you just put 15 minutes of shloka at home, 20 minutes of shloka at home in the morning before the children could get up. You just put the shlokas in the in the beginning. They may get frustrated and may shout at you, but over a period of time it becomes a habit. For 2 days, 3 days, you just don't put. They will ask you, why Amma you did not put the shlokas today. So that is how gradually, when they become older also, like 20, 30 years old, one way or the other, they will find some kind of unhealthy behavior in their mind. You must not stop doing at home. See, that is what I am also doing at home. Somewhere or the other, if it is in my class, I practice in my class. Always I am in the class. When I come home also, if I have not done anything else, I just practice some asanas and pranayama at home. You have to keep that vibes at home. If you only do not practice, if you shout, oh, yoga is best, why you are not doing? No, you cannot pull them. You can influence them by practicing regularly on yourself. Yeah, I told like put shlokas at home in the morning itself before anybody could get up. Let them get up.
Yes,
You cannot just force. Yes,
yes,
even
sir.
I cannot force my children.
That
I
I'm
my
been doing
students
that.
but one way or the other, when something, we are seeing always the temple, and we can see that God is right in front of us, isn't it? We need not have to go to the temple today. I can see Lord Vishnu right in front of me, because every day, if you are going to a temple, you see that Lord right in front of you, even in your house. Likewise, if you can give this vibration you can see the vibes you can give inside the house. Always practicing, always listening to some good shlokas and all. You can influence their mind. Or else there is one point of time wherein every children, as a child also, I had some problem in my body. Likewise, when they understand, when this art, like Durga and myself are working hard to see that this art should be promoted in its level itself, then definitely I think teachers like you in future, if you are going to become a teacher also, you have to work like this only, so that we can influence others also. I told like there is nothing of the advertisement to my yoga center. Always I have around 100 to 120 people. Even during COVID time also, there are 15 to 16 depressed people that I have given classes, and our yoga center has not stopped even one single day during COVID times. That is the beauty of this.
That's very nice.
Yes, you have to have that vibes carrying on, going on forever until you are there, so that you can influence them. You cannot just fight with them or pull them to the yoga center. Yes,
correct.
That is for sure. Yes.
So thanks for the answer. But one more question is, if they are very active, so is the meditation going to help them, or how we have to go about it? If they're very active, they can't sit in place. So
hyperactive. If they're hyperactive, you see there is every time lunch and you can bribe them, like 10 minutes of this, the stuff which your child likes. You bribe them initially. See, I'm going to give you this. If you can just see, I told it is very difficult for the child to sit for meditation, even if it is very difficult for an elderly person or a middle-aged person or 20, 30-year-old girl or boy. to just close their eyes and do the meditation. It is again the process, the process you have to just share within your family members or your friends at home. Let the child just listen what you talk about meditation and all. So you cannot just simply make them to sit, close their eyes and focus on the breath. It is all not going to help. But what you are going to do is, you are going to sit for meditation 15 minutes time. Then you tell them not to disturb you. This not to disturb you for 15 minutes, if you do it every day, I hope one day they will also come and sit 5-10 minutes, because when they don't have any work to do or to play, they will come and sit 5 minutes with you. You also just pull them, come 15 minutes, you can just 5 minutes sit and you go. So that is how we have seen our children practice yoga and meditation. But your practice should be regular in the house. You cannot discontinue it. Nowadays, it is not your child or children. All the children are hyperactive only. You cannot just say that this boy or this girl. Even sometimes I tell them, by chance, I don't know why, it's like your parent might have forgotten that you are a girl, because they have kept you a girl's name. If I were to be your parent, I would have kept you some Krishna or something else, because you are very naughty. The girl children, nowadays we can see the girl children also, like, they are very naughty. They are hyperactive. All the children are hyperactive because the world in a single click, that we have to avoid. That is why I tell, most of the time I tell parents to change their lifestyle. No serials at home, no movies. Don't take the children to the movies. Occasionally you go, some bhajans at home, some shlokas at home going on, some good, you take them outside for park. And if you have 3 days of time, spend little time going outside for another place, enjoying them along with them. That is what you have to do. That is what we have done. We as a family, we never see any movies at all. I might have, it's almost like 30 years now we married, and we might have gone to the theater only 3 or 4 times, finished. And we don't, and even the children will not ask for any serials here, right in front of us. Actually, I don't know what they do in their rooms, but there is time. Even in this time, I tell them, we have to come out within half an hour. There is no fight. I don't fight, but I tell them 30 minutes, I knock the door. If you shout at me, I will also shout. Let us not have any war like scene. It is again with the parents, how you convince them, how you speak to them, in what language, in what pitch you speak, all counts. Let it be in soft things. Make them to understand what you are doing and for what reason you are living for them. This will definitely help you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sudhesh ji. Thanks for your patience to answer all our questions from our students.
You have given me time. If there was no time, then I would have said no.
Okay.
You have given me 2 hours time. Yes, it's nice that you have chosen me as a speaker today. I don't know how far I have satisfied your mind and your students' mind. I don't know.
We both share a common wavelength of teaching and learning, and of course a lifestyle too. So it is one more person sitting and saying the same thing there. I feel like that to all my students.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I'm very happy, and I'm very glad that we all stayed back to listen. I just want to say a few things in Tamil. கேட்கறதுக்கு மட்டும் இல்ல, இது வாழ்றதுக்கும் அத பத்தி புரிஞ்சு நடந்துக்கிறதுக்கும் தான். So this is like, it's not only to hear, you have to follow.
Yes, lifestyle.
It's not like, so whenever they ask for the class videos, I said, this is not to watch. If you practice, then it makes sense. What is there to watch? So
Yes.
it is not to hear. This is to take it in the heart. It goes and works at least 1% or 2%. It works from whatever G has said to us.
Yes, change has to happen. That is the niyama. That is the rule of the world.
Mrs. Durga, you're doing,
Yes,
sir?
sir.
Mrs. Durga, you're doing an yeoman service to the society. Don't worry. God bless you always.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Uncle. So I hereby thank everyone who has stayed here till now, from the beginning till the end. And so these G's students and other friends and other students from other part of the place, and our Tapa students also. Thank you so much for staying back and listening to whatever Sudhesh ji has said. Tomorrow we have our session on meditation. So as he said, I can only guide you. I can help you to feel how does it look. So you need to taste the sweet to understand what is the flavor of it. So I can explain you how does it look, how does it appear, how does it smell. Unless until you taste it, you feel that how does it work on you. So I expect everyone for joining tomorrow's session, 7:30 to 8:30. Thank you, Sudhesh ji. We just finished
Thank
with
you for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to share my small little knowledge with your students. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. We just finished with 3 ohms.
Oh.
Om. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranams to Guru. Hari Om.
Yes, Hari Om.
Thank you, Ji. Pranams for all the wonderful session we had today. I wish our bonding and the knowledge to be
Yes.
continued throughout
Continue. Yes,
our lifetime. Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
yes.
Thank you, Durga, for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Durga.
Thank you, Kala. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Durga
you,
ji,
ma'am.
thanks a lot. Srinivas
Thank
is
you,
here.
sir.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. See you all tomorrow.